So, how you doing today?
I'm happy. Got food in my mouth.
That was a pretty intense play.
Thank you.
I want to see you do this. Juggle.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. I'll take that.
Thank you.
All right. Pretty much, first question is, will there ever be like a high school reunion movie for the Welcome Back Kotter
Back
show?
Kotter? Who knows? We've been asked a lot of times. The holdouts have been Travolta and me. We didn't want to do it. We thought it was sad, and a lot of times when they do the remake movies, it's not so much the quality or the substance of what it once was. It was like you're trying to catch yesterday in a bottle. But obviously, we're 25 years older, so when we got together, they had the 50th anniversary of the ABC television. And when we got together, we were so sentimental, and it was emotional. And that's, so it would have an impact. It depends on how they come to us with it. They come with something really nice. I'm quite sure we'll all show up. We're all still friends. We're all still cool with each other. So.
Yeah, I was just thinking like everybody's still there except Mr. Woodman probably, right?
Yeah, he's rest in peace, Johnny White.
But and then as far as like holding out on the movie, was it just kind of like a fear of messing up the image of it?
Well, that's always in there. A lot of times when you see some of these reunion type movies, people are 20, 25, 30 years older, and the rhythm of who they once were, it doesn't work if they're trying to play that again. It's like the Gilligan's Island things. They were just way beyond old. For how we knew them as a part. So to me, the way to do it is that whatever the script would be about, it should be that we grew up a bit, and we had moved on. And this is who we are now if we're playing the characters.
Right.
Well, and this is just a retrospect, and we're looking back on the old days, which would also work too.
Yeah. So if you were to do a movie like that, would you want to do it, or does it seem too kind of like out of character now?
Again, it depends for me. Yeah. It depends on how they present it. I mean, here's some scenarios. If they got all of us together, they got all 6 of us together that's in the show, and let's say if we were sitting around and talking about the good old days, and they were showing film clips, that's one way.
Yeah.
Another way is that if they took the characters that we played back in the day, the Washington, Barbarinos, whatever, and they let us, we have now matured. And we have other aspects of our life, but now we're coming together in some kind of special reunion. That's a nice key way to do it. But to try to redo what we did, it wouldn't work. We're just old, it's just gone.
Yeah.
Another day.
And are there any bloopers or lost episodes or like outtakes to the show?
There's no lost episodes, but there's a whole lot of bloopers in that show, man. We did them every week. We were always messing up or sabotaging things, and we were like practical jokers. So that was probably the loosest and the most fun I ever had in my life on the show, because it was work, but it wasn't. And we thought all sitcoms were like that. We visited other sets, and they were very serious and very, adamant. We were like, lighting fire and feet, and we were out of our minds, man. So,
had a blast. Yeah. And what about like the Barney Miller episode? Is that a fake or is that real? Like I saw a picture, you guys in the jail tank over there.
We did that as a publicity spoof thing. I remember when we did that, they had us come over there, and we didn't know what we were going to do until we got there. And that was just one of those things because Barney Miller for a moment was on the same night with us, but we were on the same network, ABC. And so, they just tried something, and they just threw in a bunch of magazines. It was a publicity thing.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't an actual one of the episodes.
We were never on Barney Miller. I would have loved it.
We
never was.
Brings me to our next question. Do you think the show will ever be on DVD?
I hope so. I've seen everything else come out on DVD, and I'm like, what's up? I think it'd be great. I've never seen all the episodes. We did 96 or 98 episodes, I believe, and I think I've seen 60 of them maybe, so I would love to have them, just to have them. When I watch the other shows like on Nick at Night or something like that, it's like looking at a son now or somebody, but you go right back to that day. And I think, the extras that they can do if they got into that, to talk to us now, to see where our careers have gone, to see if we still are friends and hanging out, people would be fascinated by that.
Yeah.
And a DVD would have a chance to offer that. Just do the thing here.
All right. Whatever happened to Preach from Cooley High?
Well, he's around. I saw Glenn last week.
Oh, really?
I see Glenn all the time. I saw Glenn last Monday. I was hanging with him at his house. And every Christmas Eve, he gives a big gumbo party. His wife, Joanne, makes all this stuff. So, I see Glenn all the time, And he's been a regular. He's been on the show The Wire. And he just did a movie with Matthew McConaughey in Morocco. But it's called Sahara. rocking with the shooting. So he just finished that recently. So he's been hopping pretty busy.
All right, I got like 2 more questions. Is that cool?
Oh, no, sure, it's fun.
All right. And how'd you get on the part on the Jackson series? And were you offered it, or were you actually looking for it?
No, I had to audition a lot of times, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, what I have that they don't know, I have the original screenshots of everybody. So everybody from Eric LaSalle to who else? I mean, God, I mean.
Like on video or something?
Yeah, I mean, I have the original video thing,
yeah.
you know, so I mean, everybody, Vanessa Bell Calloway, Bobby Curtis, Eric, you know, Stan Shore, whoever was available, screen tested for that show, and everybody was good, you know, and so I auditioned, you know, and they brought me back until they got it down to what they thought made sense, it would work, and they had no idea that I knew the Jackson family for years.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
they didn't even know that.
Oh,
I mean, Jermaine was one of the producers, he knew that. You know, a little trivia, I dated his sister, Latoya, way back in the day. So, you know, that's how that goes. And this is an idiot on the side here, you know.
hang out in the back, huh?
Oh, ain't that a trip?
That's a trip.
That's
Great.
Believe that?
And what are you?
21.
You were 21 at the time?
21 when we shot that.
Damn. So you remember all that stuff like?
I remember it vividly. I remember the day they did that. I remember they didn't want to pay us a lot of money, so we wouldn't do it. So they came up with the cash. Things never changed.
Because I don't even remember stuff now, and I'm a little bit younger than you. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, these things, you know, it's like an old record. You know, you hear it, and all of a sudden you go back to it, you remember the lyrics. Kotter was just a real special 4 years in my life, and I cherish all of us, man. That was just great.
Yeah, I guess you remember stuff more when you got like something to remind you of it, though, huh? Like a
you know,
picture or
plus
whatever.
I, you know, occasionally see the guys, so we kind of stay in the same mode. You know, we have real brother-like relationships.
What about Kotter? Is he interested in that, like making them?
I talk to Gabe sometimes. You know, Gabe has got a 14-year-old daughter, Rachel, now, and he occasionally works doing his comedy thing. I think Gabe is just like, he's just, you know, as it comes.
Is he some kind of like star poker player now or something?
He's an amazing card player.
Yeah.
He used to play Baccarat and all this stuff on the set. He was taking all of our money all the time. He's really good at this stuff. He has like a memory where he can remember every play of a card. So he knows which card has been played, you know, and so it's pretty amazing.
That's crazy. I could never remember that. And 2 other ones, besides acting in the theater, what are your plans for the future?
Well, I mean, what I've been doing, I've become a director in the last 13 years. I've directed 4 films. I'm planning to do more of that. I'm always going to be an actor, and that's never going to change. And I write almost every single day. I don't know how many scripts I've written, but it must be at least 25 at this point. And what I like is, I'll never stop being an actor, but I like directing. I like putting the entire production together, and I just love working with people that I like and I respect. You know, and trying to get performances out of them. It's just really interesting to me.
And do you get a different feeling from doing theater than like say movies or you know?
Theater is immediate. Theater is now. If you mess up, you got to make it work. You can't let the audience know because they will know. And the energy, you feed on that. You know, it keeps you alive. In film, you can catch a piece of magic in a moment, but you got to get it. And sometimes you have to really work to get that. Once you've gotten it, then of course it's forever. Film is forever. Theater is organic, but it's right now.
You ever like, you know, when you're sleeping at night, ever feel like, oh, what if I mess up talking, you know, on stage because you're doing it over and over?
I do it every night, but nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
No, you don't worry about it. I mean, when you're first learning the lines, you get a little uptight, but once you know it and you know what you're talking about, chill out. It's you know, it's what you do what you do.
All right, and last question, do you have a favorite episode on the Kotter back then?
And the first year was the very last show we did. It was the 22nd episode where they did. It was called a telethon, and everybody had their moment in this to shine. You know, it was really well written. That it was a John Travolta moment when he played sort of Elvis Presley. There was me playing the piano, being crazy. Bobby was like Ricky Ricardo. Ron was a ventriloquist doll. Mr. Woodman thought he was Frank Sinatra. I mean, you know, it was just beyond funny. It was beyond funny. That was the best episode I think we've ever done.
All right, thanks a lot.
Oh, you got it, man.
All right.
Yeah, cool.